The F1 race season is slowly coming back, and even though the Baku race is still a week away, we have something fun to talk about: Hamilton's future with Mercedes. Now, I know this isn't something Mercedes fans really want to hear about, but Hamilton said something recently that got everyone's attention. Plus, there are some things happening at Mercedes that might make the seven-time champion think about leaving the team. F1 racing is a tough sport, and we have one favor to ask. Please stay with us until the end of this video, because we promise not to waste the next 8 minutes of your time. Hamilton is like the face of Mercedes. He won 6 championships for the team from 2014 to 2020. One of those years, 2016, Rosberg won instead of him. We didn't start this video with that fact because there's something we'll talk about later that has to do with Rosberg. So we have lots to cover. The British driver is definitely one of the best drivers ever in this sport. But last season and at the beginning of 2023, the team couldn't give him and Russell a fast enough car to fight for the championship. Even though Russell has been able to get more speed out of the W13 car and is doing the same now with the W14 car, especially when it comes to qualifying speed. Hamilton is not the kind of driver you want to mess with when you're racing directly against him. That's something Rosberg warned Russell about earlier in 2022 when Russell got the nickname Mr. Consistency because he always finished in the top 5. Meanwhile, Hamilton had trouble even finishing in the points in Jeddah and Emilia races, while the 2022 car was too bouncy in the back. The 2023 car seems like the complete opposite. It doesn't have enough grip in the back and has a very strong front end that turns too quickly. Hamilton has been pointing out all these problems constantly, talking about what's wrong with the car ever since the season started. Do I blame him? Absolutely not. He's been openly talking about all the car's problems. But for some reason, Mercedes thought their no sidepod design would work in 2023. And they even made it narrower. Now that they realize it doesn't work, you have to wonder what this means for Hamilton. He's definitely proven he's way better at this sport than many people think. Having his advice about how a car should work on the track ignored for a whole year won't sit well with him when he sits down to talk about his contract with Mercedes. Yes, he still hasn't signed a new contract with Mercedes. This was supposed to happen before the season started, but it's still a mystery whether both sides will commit to staying together long-term, early reports said. Hamilton wanted to sign a 2-year contract with Mercedes and then become a brand ambassador. But that doesn't seem to be what he wants now that the team is so far from winning races. Yes, Mercedes got faster with some new parts in Australia, but that was a race that had front-end problems, which meant it suited the W14 better compared to Aston Martin and Ferrari, their main competitors in 2023. From the Imola race onward, the team is supposed to bring upgrades to the car design, like new side pods. If the car still doesn't perform well, Hamilton will definitely look at all his other options. After all, this is something team boss Toto Wolff has said too. He added that if he were in Hamilton's position, he would definitely look around at everything before deciding to sign a contract extension with Mercedes. According to former F1 driver Gerhard Berger, there's a big chance we'll see Hamilton at Ferrari, the team where his childhood hero Senna almost went. While Hamilton has said this isn't true, something we'll talk about later in this video, it still makes you think about a possible switch between him and Leclerc in 2024. When talking about this, Berger said every racing driver wants to drive for Ferrari once, and almost all the good ones have been there. Ayrton Senna only didn't go to Ferrari because he knew he could never win there. Maybe Lewis feels the same way, but if he doesn't get a fast car at Mercedes and if he doesn't see a spot at Red Bull Racing, then it could be that he thinks, I don't want to stop yet, I want to try again at Ferrari. While this would cause one of the biggest shakeups in the racing world, I need to be realistic and state a couple of facts before I talk about Hamilton's statements. The first one is the situation at Ferrari. You have a team that's getting worse faster than you could imagine. One of the drivers called out the team for not changing their development direction. The team principal has said no to Sainz's request to go down this road because he feels like the Ferrari team is just fine with what they have planned, but the Results say something different. Ferrari has had the worst start to their season ever since. The point system was changed in 2010. Is this really a place Hamilton would want to go? After all, he's been playing the helpful guy role at Mercedes, a team that has actually been making progress, even though it's been a bumpy ride for them too. But at least they have a clear goal ahead and they can track their progress. Ferrari, on the other hand, is a team that's known to struggle in different areas like strategy and leadership. Things I really doubt can be changed just by Hamilton being there. The speed of the car. Yes, most definitely he can get more performance out of that car in 2024, but if the team keeps messing up things for him like they've been doing for Sainz and Leclerc, that's the last thing he would put up with. Plus, Hamilton has been constantly talking about continuing to work with Mercedes. While Russell has almost taken over the #1 spot at Mercedes, Hamilton leaving the team would mean he's giving up on the fight at Mercedes. Hamilton is the last driver on the racing grid you would expect to give up on a fight. In his career, there have been 2 times he's lost a battle to a teammate sitting next to him in the garage. Besides the 2022 loss to Russell, there was 2011 to Button and 2016 to Rosberg. When talking about his commitment to Mercedes, Hamilton said, "I think for me personally, just as long as I can continue to help the team, as long as I can continue to help drive the team forward and really contribute, then that's why I want to stay. If there's ever going to be a point where I feel like I'm not able to do that, then it's time for a younger driver to come in to take my seat. But I'm still pretty young and in pretty good shape." To think that Hamilton didn't want to race deep into his 40s just a couple of years ago, and to think that the 37-year-old thinks he's very young and could keep going, that's definitely something every F1 fan wants to see. What would I give to see another real battle between Hamilton and Verstappen? Down the road, maybe before 2026 when the rules see another massive change? But reality is what it is. Mercedes' ability to compete has been greatly reduced. While we're desperately waiting to see if the gap to Red Bull can be closed from Emilia onward, we can only hope that the situation between Hamilton and Mercedes is going in the best possible direction. As of now, there have been reports about Hamilton playing mind games with Russell, trying to wear down the younger driver by letting him have the hard jobs on the team. So when Mercedes becomes competitive again, it will be all hammer time down the road. That's something you could expect from a smart driver like Hamilton, but it's up to us to wait and see if this will turn out to be what actually happens in this story. One thing is for sure, both sides want to continue working together. But as Berger said, no one shows their cards in F1, and Hamilton won't be different from this rule. With this in mind, what do you think about Hamilton's commitment to Mercedes? Do you think the 7-time world champion will commit to the Brackley-based team for the next 2 years? Let us know in the comments below.